Good evening, Epic Dream Team. I'm so excited to have Genevieve with us tonight. Before I bring her on to chat live with you all, I just want to go through a few things. If you're on the Epic Dream Team, go into our team page and click at the top of the page, those little tabs. There's a photos, there's files. Click the events tab. If you go into the events tab, we have a lot happening in the next couple weeks. We have the Emerald Push Group, Follow the Yellow Brick Road, which that starts tomorrow. If you are not in that group and you wish to be in that group, go into the events in our team page, click on that, follow the directions, and join the group. Next week on the 13th, April 13th, on Monday, we have a first time ever Shine 6 Weeks to Diamond with three-time elite coaches. And the training that we will be rolling out on the 13th is actually from another 15-star diamond coach. Her and her team put this together, and they have built, I think it was 44 or 45 diamonds in the month of February. So I'm really excited to be able to roll this all out to you. I've gone through the content and am blown away and super excited to teach you all. So make sure that you go into the events in the team page, click on either event that works for you and what you need in your business, follow the directions in that event, and join. If you have any questions when you're going through the event, post in the event. Just post, ask your questions there. There haven't been any questions so far, but if you have them, that's okay. I'm just a quick computer stroke away, so as soon as I see those questions popping up, I'll make sure to answer them. Also, we have Summit coming up in July 15th through the 19th in Nashville. I know a lot of you have your tickets. I think there's probably about 100 of us going. I would love to see 200 of us going. So make sure that if Summit is your goal, that you are putting money away, saving, getting your ticket, and I will create a video, a training video soon on how to make sure that if Summit is your goal, that you can get there by earning your way to Summit. All right, so without further ado, I want to give a huge shout out to Jessica Smith-Olson. She is already at Success Club for the month, and for those of you that are on the team, you know we have a special banner at the top of the team page, a special challenge this month. For those of you that earn Success Club 5 or more by April 15th, by tax day, you will be entered into a drawing to win a wear and share. We have 2 wear and shares that we'll give away, so there are 2 chances to win. Right now, Jessica is the only person I know of that has earned Success Club, so she would be in that drawing and she'd win 2 shirts or 2 wear and share items. So make sure that you're pushing hard to earn Success Club by April 15th. All right, and now the reason that you guys are all listening in and waiting for Genevieve. Genevieve has been a coach since June of last year. However, she did start as a coach, I believe it was in February. Is that correct, Genevieve?
September of 2013.
September, oh, okay. September of 2013, she signed as a coach, and about 2 weeks in, she actually messaged me and said, I can't do this. How do I quit? So she quit. She actually quit as a coach and then re-signed up in June of 2014. And I'm just so excited to have her here tonight because I'm going to let her share a little bit more about her story. But she went from quitting as a coach to missing Success Starters, those earning Success Club, those first 3 consecutive months to get her free Coach Summit ticket, to now earning Success Club consistently. She's on her way to Success Club All-Star and Legends. And so I'm really excited to have her with us tonight so she can share how she overcame those fears, because the reason she quit had to do with those fears and those limiting beliefs. So Genevieve, would you like to share a little bit about your story? Thank you so much for being here with us tonight.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm so nervous but so excited. Yeah, so like Christy said, I joined as a coach in September of 2013. And I think I've told this story before, but when I found out that I had to actually talk to people and do scary things like inviting, I quit the business. And after I quit, I kept following Christy, and I was still in the Epic Dream Team page. And I just saw all these women supporting each other, quitting their jobs, helping more people, earning income. And I think it was sometime that year when I saw someone that was just like me, just a normal person, quit their job. I said, that's it. I'm going to try this coaching opportunity one more time. And I asked Christy if she would take me back, and she said yes, and I joined again in June, and I had a little bit of a rocky start, but once I really dedicated myself to the business, I started hitting Success Club consistently and found my own success in the business. So I don't know if you want me to jump right in or tell you a little bit more about what I did.
Yeah. So how, I know that when you got started as a coach, the first and the second time, you had a lot of fears and doubt and, these limiting beliefs and thinking that, you were terrified of inviting people, you were scared of talking with people, you're introverted. A lot of people don't believe that about me, but I am too. And you push past all of that. So why the second time around, why were you able to push past those fears and doubts, and how did you do it?
Sure. So I think the second time around, I just knew that I wanted this business to succeed so badly, and that desire to succeed was greater than my fear of inviting. I guess that's the best way to describe it. And right from the beginning, I just knew that in order for me to get myself out there and invite, I was going to have to do personal development. So right from the beginning, I always dedicated at least 10 minutes to personal development. And I think that really helped me in terms of inviting, and I would always try to do my inviting right after my personal development. But I think that mindset switch, that I just wasn't going to let that fear of what other people thought of me, I wasn't going to let that fear of putting myself out there determine, how I was going to basically live my life and whether I was going to succeed in this business.
Right. I love that, because that's something we deal with, whether we're an introvert or an extrovert or whatever it may be. I think most of us fear that rejection and fear of what other people think of us. And I know I do as well. And I had a family member message me today and ask if I would stop my business posts from her seeing them. She only wanted to see my personal posts. And that hurt my feelings. I was like, you're my family member, really? And I told her I can't do that. You have to choose to unfollow me, essentially. I can't go through and decide what posts everyone sees on my Facebook. Facebook decides that. And it hurt me. And I even went to personal development so that I could kind of get out of that funk, because I started to care what she thought. And I thought, wait, caring what people, I do care what people think, but caring what people think to the point of holding me back from my dreams is not what got me where I am today. And so I had to sit back and kind of reflect and refocus so that I didn't allow that to take over my day. So I love that you brought up personal development, because that is such a big portion of it, and I think a lot of people try to skimp on that. What are some of your favorite personal development that have helped you, get over your fears? Not that they still don't exist, but you push through them.
Sure. So in the beginning, I did the slight edge and the compound effect, and that just helped me with inviting, or just basically doing the vital behaviors every single day. So I knew by doing those vital behaviors, even if people weren't saying yes to me right now, I knew down the road that people were going to start saying yes to me simply because of the compound effect. So if you're a brand new coach, I definitely recommend The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson and The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. In terms of letting go of limiting beliefs, I realized come January that I had a lot of limiting beliefs that were starting to affect my business. So I know Tony Robbins is great with that. So I would definitely recommend Tony Robbins. He's got a great book called, I think, Awake the Giant Within, that I'm reading right now. And You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero, who, if you kind of have a bad taste in your mouth about personal development, or if you're not really into it, I definitely recommend Jen Sincero, because she kind of has a funny way of doing personal development. So I definitely recommend those books to start out for anybody.
Awesome. But I know that you said you missed Success Starters, so you missed those that free ticket to the Coach Summit. But how did you like push through that disappointment? How did you get over? I know a lot of coaches when they're hearing no's or they don't reach Success Club in their first couple months, the disappointment starts to set in, and then their attitude changes, and they start getting frustrated, and so they're actually projecting that frustration onto everyone, and they're getting even more no's, and they don't realize it, but it's that energy that they're giving off. So, how did you work through that? How did you work through that? Having that disappointment in the first couple months in your business.
Yeah, so the first month I worked my business, I did hit Success Club 8, and honestly, I think the reason was because I posted my before and after photos. I really didn't invite anybody, so I posted my before and after photos, and it gained a lot of interest, and people started asking me what I was doing, and I followed the 5-step invitation process, and that's kind of how I reached Success Club. And I thought, okay, this is easy. Like, I'm going to go into August and hit another Success Club. I'll post some more before and after photos, and everything will be great. And it didn't happen. And the reason why was because I wasn't doing my vital behaviors. I wasn't inviting to challenge groups into the coaching opportunity. So when that happened, it really hit me hard, and it was just like, you have to start working your business. So I hit it in July, and then August came, and I didn't hit Success Club, and that's when I really had to take a moment and just think, if this is what you really want, you have to do what you have to do what the business entails, which is the vital behaviors. You have to start inviting. So when I realized that, I got hooked up with an intern group, an Emerald push group, and I started using my business activity tracker. And that accountability and support and connection with other coaches allowed me to hit Success Club in September and then continue that on until now. So for coaches that are struggling with Success Club, I know sometimes it can be hard because you can kind of feel a little alone in this business because a lot of it's done online. So I highly suggest reaching out to your sponsor, getting involved in an intern group, and really making use of that business activity tracker because that's the lifeline of your business. So personal development, the business activity tracker, and getting involved in an intern group are going to just put you back on ground zero and have you focusing on the important things that are going to propel your business forward.
I love that you said that because I think as a new coach, it's really easy to get wrapped up in a lot of busy work as opposed to the productive work. And you're like, I'm doing this, I'm doing all this work, but it's just time consuming and you're not getting anywhere because you're not focused on those vital behaviors. And I know the business activity tracker for me, when I was able to start using that with new coaches and implementing that into the intern groups, I was able to see what coaches were doing, so what their goals were, what activities they were doing, and making sure that their activities were in alignment with their goals. So if they had this really, a goal of Success Club 10, and they were only inviting one person a day, I can say, hey, we need to either push your invites up to get to Success Club 10, or we need to change the goal. Either way is okay with me, but you want to make sure that your activity level and what you're wanting to achieve is in alignment with your goal. And I know for a long time as a coach, I wasn't using the business activity tracker, and I would have new coaches come to me and say, this business just doesn't work. And I don't have that anymore. I don't have people come to me and say the business doesn't work, because we can look at the business activity tracker and see if they're actually doing work. So I love that, Genevieve, you posted a before and after, and it was really easy your first month, but you weren't doing those vital behaviors, so it wasn't going to be consistent. You can get Success Club like that, by just posting on Facebook, and some months it's that easy, and other months it requires more work. But when you're using that business activity tracker, you can make sure that you're doing those behaviors consistently every day. And what I love is if you get off track and you're not doing them. So I know, Genevieve, sometimes you turn yours into me and you're like, well, I did really great with forming relationships this week, but I wasn't inviting much. So I'll get back to that next week. So if you're kind of veering off of those vital behaviors, you can track it and see that on paper and get yourself back on track. So how do you think, I mean, I know you said personal development and an intern group and the business activity tracker are really what helped you push through those fears and get on track with seeing results in your business. You've now earned Success Club since September, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so since September, October, November, December. So 7 months straight. So you're getting close to that 1 year of consistent Success Club. What do you think has been the biggest contributing factor to you being able to earn Success Club every month?
Geez, I think just a combination of all the above. So being in that intern group, using that business activity tracker every single day, and doing your personal development every single day. I'm trying to think. You know, when you're in the intern groups, we see all these rock star coaches on our team doing amazing. And when you're in an intern group, the great thing about it is you start to see these rock star coaches' business activity trackers, and you realize that there's no magic. You know, you realize the coaches that are hitting Success Club 10 and more, and the coaches that are sponsoring, you know, more than 2 coaches a month, they're putting in the work with their business activity tracker. So when I realized that, it really opened my eyes, and it was like, you know, anybody can do this. You just have to put in the work and just do those vital behaviors.
And so now, after 7 months of earning Success Club consistently, you're also sponsoring 4 to 6 coaches a month, new coaches to your team. And I know sponsoring and adding new coaches to your team was something that you struggled with at the beginning. How are you sponsoring 4 to 6 coaches? What's your big secret?
Yeah, so when January came, I kind of made a promise to myself that I wasn't going to let fear get in the way of my business, like I said before. I upped my personal development, so instead of doing 10 minutes a day, I started doing 30 minutes a day. And I was very nervous about inviting to the coaching opportunity for whatever reason. It just didn't really feel, and it was mostly because I was kind of afraid of what other people were going to think of me. And when I first started inviting, I did get a little bit of negative feedback about it, and I think I let that affect my business. But again, come January, I just made this decision that I was going to make this business work no matter what. And that mindset just allowed me to just start inviting coaches every single day. And I made it a point that no matter what, I would just reach out to at least one person every single day and invite them to the business opportunity. And I remember telling you, Christy, in like one of our intern groups that literally I invited so many people and nobody said yes. The month of January, I want to say I invited like 30 or 50 people or something, and everybody said no. But I knew because of personal development that, you know, those invites were going to add up somehow. So even though I got so many no's in January, I just kept asking and I just kept inviting because I knew from my personal development that it was going to add up. Maybe not today, but maybe a month or 2 or 3 down the road. And then January came and I had my best month. I think I sponsored 6 new coaches. So even if you're hearing no's, I know it's the hardest thing to keep going when you're hearing no's, but you just have to keep inviting. So there's really no secret.
Yeah, I know. Go for No. If you have a hard time with no or rejection, Go for No is an incredible book to kind of change your mindset. You know, I have a certain number every week. I'm going for that many no's. Like, I'm literally not looking for somebody to say yes. I'm actually looking for 100 no's every week. So that, I know for me, that helps me to not get frustrated by the no's, because I know if I find 100 no's every week, I'm bound to get Success Club 10 that month. I mean, on the low end, on a like super duper slow month, you know, I'm usually at Success Club 20, 30 plus. So that's kind of my secret, is go for a lot of no's and go for more no's when I'm having a bad month.
Yeah.
Have you, sorry, how did you find, was it just the personal development overall that changed your mindset towards no's?
Um, yeah, I think it was definitely personal development helped with my nose. And I think personal development just helped with my limiting beliefs. Um, I mean, I never would have thought I would have been in network marketing, and I never would have considered I never would have considered myself someone that would succeed in network marketing. So I had all these preconceived notions about the business and, who I was and all this stuff, and personal development just helped me let go of those limiting beliefs. Um, so
Yeah.
that definitely helped, yeah.
And what I love, personal development isn't a quick fix. Like anything, there isn't a quick fix. It is the consistency of all the vital behaviors together. It's kind of like a stool. You have inviting, your personal development, and being a product of the product. If you take one of those legs of the stool out, they all come crumbling down. But it's not all immediate. For some people it is. For most people it isn't. Like when it comes to personal development, for me, it's the consistency of doing it. Like I look back over the last 4 years of personal development, and I am completely blown away and shocked by my mindset shift that isn't hard anymore. I had a lot of limiting beliefs and doubts and fears too, and as I push through those and continue to learn and grow through personal development, like those things that once held me back aren't even issues anymore. And it's kind of crazy to say, because I think in 4 years it is a quick fix to just commit to something for 10 to 30 minutes a day. So.
Right.
Awesome. So do you have anything else you want to leave us with before we close up?
Also going to live events, I think that's so important. I remember our first Super Saturday, I literally thought like I had to go. So that's the only reason I went, because I thought I had to go, or else you were going to like yell at me or something. I don't know. But, going to live events are just, whether it be Super Saturday or the Success Club trip or Summit. For me, I live right outside Portland, so Amy Silverman goes to our Super Saturdays, and she's a top 10 coach. So I would be doing a disservice to myself if I didn't go. So I really emphasize, like, if you're a new coach, go to a live event so you can just connect with other coaches and get that training and get to actually meet other coaches one-on-one. So yeah, I think you'd be doing a disservice to yourself if you didn't go to a Super Saturday or a live event.
And for those of you that are new coaches, the Super Saturday for this quarter is on April 25th, so it's coming up in a couple weeks. Put that in your calendar. All the events, they're all over the United States and Canada. So if you go into your Coach Online office and you go to the right-hand side of your Coach Online office, under Breaking Coach News, there'll be a link, and you can click on it, and it'll show you all of the different events. Usually they're in every city. If there isn't one in your city, you can actually create one and have one in your city, which is what I did when I started as a coach, because I was the only coach that I knew of in San Luis Obispo at the time. So get to a Super Saturday. It definitely will make a difference, being able to connect and meet other coaches and hear their stories, and know that you're not alone in this business, because like Genevieve said, we're doing it online, which I love. I love being able to have my own schedule and tell people I work from home on the computer. They're like, what? How is that possible? It's a pretty cool opportunity. But to be able to go to the events and meet people in person, and the Success Club trips, I've been on, I've qualified for every one since I've been a coach, and we're going to Cancun next week for the Success Club trip. And being able to connect with all the coaches that are on those trips every single time is so much fun, because it's like vacationing with all of your best friends, except when do you get all of your best friends together to vacation? Never. There's always somebody that has something going on, or they don't have the money, or whatever it may be. We get the trips paid for, so it's awesome, and we get to hang out with our friends. So definitely, I'm glad you brought that up, Genevieve. Summit, huge, in July in Nashville. I'll tell you a funny little story. The first summit that I was going to, we were headed out the door. I was training for an Ironman at the time, so that meant bringing my bike and my trainer. And we were in the hotel when we were leaving. I was like, this is just too much work. I was going to have to do a 5-hour trainer workout in my hotel room in Vegas on my bike, and then run on the treadmill for 12 to 15 miles, like miserable. And I don't like groups. I don't like crowds. I don't like a bunch of people. I don't like a crowded room with people I don't know. And I didn't know anyone. I had never met a coach in Beachbody because, like I said, in the Super Saturday, I put them on myself, and it was me and my coach, me and one of my coaches on my team. So I was getting in the car, and I told Paul, maybe we won't go. I'll just stay home. This is just too much. I have too much going on. I have to work. I have my Ironman, and I don't know anyone. Like, I was an emotional wreck. I really was, because I didn't know anyone, and I didn't want to walk into a room. Like, it made my heart race and my palms sweaty. And I got in the car, and I went anyways, and we drove. It was like a, I don't know, 8-hour drive or something, and showed up. It started at 9. We were pulling into the parking lot at 8:45 a.m. Paul brought all the stuff to my hotel room so that I could do my trainer workout afterwards. I went to the event, and I walked in the room, and I hadn't met anyone. And everyone from the UFT, because it was a UFT meeting before we started Summit, came up to me and said hi and shook my hand and was giving me hugs like they knew me, and I had only met them on social media. And I'm almost going to get teary-eyed. I immediately felt like I was a part of a family, even though I had never met these people. And I did my trainer workout in the hotel room, 4 to 5 hours on my trainer, and ran 12 miles on a treadmill. My poor roommates, I had the air conditioning in our hotel room at like 55 degrees, no joke, because I was on the trainer. But that event changed my business. I left that event, and I had a goal to fire my boss within 2 years. And after leaving that event, it was in June, July, August, I fired my boss 3 months later. It was 6 months ahead of schedule. And I really thought it was going to take me 2 years. But after leaving that event, I had that much more knowledge, that much more confidence, and that much more belief to really just help more people and rock my business. Like, no, it's, when you're a brand new coach, there is so much to learn. This is a business. And in any business, there's a lot to learn. The cool thing is, in my first year, I didn't feel like an expert, but yet I was earning, almost $50,000 a year. That's crazy. So events are super incredible. Get to them, invest in yourself, invest in your business. It really will pay off if you go to these events and you implement what you're learning and see that you really are a part of an incredible network of people that are just like you. Thank you for bringing that up, Genevieve. Such a great point. And anything else you would like to say before we close down for the evening?
No, I think that's it.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being with us tonight, Genevieve. I know it's scary. I really appreciate you pushing past your comfort zone and sharing with us all. And I hope you all took something away. Get into one of those intern groups. We have 2 incredible ones starting tomorrow, and one next week. And use your business activity checker. If you are a brand new coach, just get started. The first week is really awkward. You don't know what it all means. By the second week, you get it down a little bit, and by the third week, you know what you're doing. You know what it takes. If you're doing your personal development, it'll help you push past those fears and continue getting better, and you can see that by your activity level on that business activity checker. Thank you all for being here with us. Thank you, Genevieve, again. Can't wait to see you at Summit in person, and hopefully I'll see all of you there as well. Have a great night, everyone.
Thank you. You too.
Bye, Genevieve.